Hello, you. It's me. And I just had a few words that I wanted to say about Steven Crowder. In light of new things, it turns out that he's been going through a divorce for a while now. And that could make anybody on edge, frustrated, etc. And I can accept that maybe he hasn't quite been himself because of that. Okay, I can see that. But when he talked about his soon-to-be ex-wife, he said some really weird things that kind of made me wonder. First thing is he seemed to blame it on the state of Texas and the legal system that allows a woman to divorce a man. And that sounded very strange, the way that he phrased it. Wasn't exactly like that, but it just sounded very strange. He made sure to say very clearly that his children are blameless in this. And why would anybody think any differently? I mean, they're like, what, one? You know, they're twin children that are like 1 year old. I don't know why they would be the blame for anything. And another thing he said was he loved his wife so much he married her, but it is all his fault because he just picked the wrong woman. And that too, I don't know, it screams martyr. He's trying to be the martyr. He's taking all the blame because he should have picked better. I mean, nobody knows the future. We all sometimes date people or marry people that aren't the best for us, and we figure that out, and then you get divorced. I mean, I think it's sad that they're divorcing, especially when the children are, still babies. But the way that he phrases things is so concerning to me. And then after hearing Dave Landau, what he said about why he's no longer going on Ladder with Crowder, the phrase that Crowder said, "I own you," I mean, that's rough. And you could see that Dave was really, or Mr. Landau, I want to be respectful, but I guess I know him as Dave. It's Dave, so I'm just going to say that. But anyway, you could see that he was very uncomfortable about talking about it. There's a lot of jokes that he made, but there sounded like a lot of truths too. And if Crowder has just been on edge because of his divorce, that he is so stressed and so needing of control that he's going to push it off on his friends and coworkers, that's a problem. Like, I've watched Crowder for a while. My favorite is I watched Crowder when he had Not Gay Jared on. That was like, I wouldn't say the beginning, but that was the beginning for me. And then he left. My favorite has been with Dave Landau being the second in command, or sometimes the first when Crowder's not there. I really like Dave Landau a lot, and I think he brought a lot to the show. Now, I noticed that there was kind of a weirdness going on, but I didn't really know what it was, but you could pick up on it. And I could see that now, Dave having spoken up about it, or talked about it, excuse my grammar, it's just really sad, because I always thought that Dave and Steven worked really well together. I thought they did really well together. But I think Steven, and all of the stress that he's been under, I just have a feeling that it's just overtaken him, and he's pushing everybody away. He's harming everybody in the process because he so desperately needs to be in control. And I think that's sad. I hope that he learns from this. I hope that he moves on from this. And I hope that he apologizes. I don't think, I don't know what he and Dave went through. Dave touched on a few different things that just sounded horrific. I hope that they can at least mend the friendship, at least be, you know, think of each other fondly. I think Dave still does, but I could see his anger as well. He wasn't treated well on the show, that's for sure. When they were trying to change his contract, and they treated him like he wasn't important when he was truly the backbone of the show. I mean, without Dave, everything kind of falls flat. Because he brought so much comedy and humor and fun and difference of opinions. You know, he brought a lot to the table. I just don't want to watch Crowder. I feel like he's just exploded. I don't know. And I can understand, look, he obviously has gone through a lot of things, but I think the thing that really bothers me the most is that he's not taking it like a man. He's taking it like a martyr, and he's feeling very sorry for himself, and he's making sure that everybody else knows that he was not to blame. Even in his marriage, I didn't want to end it, she did. I just picked the wrong woman, and that wasn't my children's fault. It's like, those are just weird things to say. It's okay to say, hey, I made some mistakes. And it's okay to say, hey, I love my soon-to-be ex-wife, but it just didn't work out. But he didn't say that. He didn't take the high road. He plays martyr. And it's funny because Dave said in the interview that I watched, I forget the gentleman's name that interviewed him. I apologize. It's not somebody that I'm familiar with. But in the interview, Dave said that Steven would probably play martyr. And he was absolutely correct. He knows Steven, I think, really well. I just think the whole thing is sad. And I can't watch him anymore because I can't watch Steven Crowder anymore because it's just too upsetting. I just think he's burnt bridges that he didn't have to, all in the name of trying to get in control of his life when his life, I think he felt, was out of control. That's my opinion. That's what I think is going on with him. I just hope that he recognizes the mistakes that he's made and not only tries to rectify them, but tries to do better. Because, you know, especially with him being Christian and all, it's all about learning from your mistakes and doing better. And I hope he does that. Again, I'm not interested in watching his show anymore. There was some alarm bells going off, you know, around August, September, October, and through the end of the year. The last 6 months, I guess, that he was on YouTube and I watched, before he changed things up and went to where he's at now. Rumble. That's it. Rumble. Anyway, yeah, I found it hard to watch him then. I just can't watch him now. I'm just too... First of all, I'm just angry with him because he should not have treated Dave Landau like that. He's a good guy. I don't know what happened with him and his wife, but I feel like he was doing something similar, trying to gain control, maybe bullying her. Who knows? That's just speculation. I don't know that that's true. I'm not going to blame him for it. A marriage is between two people. I'm sure that there were faults on both sides, but I see in him that push to gain control, and I think maybe he just went too far and his wife said enough. That's my opinion. That's my speculation. No proof or evidence of that. Just looking at his behavior, and it can be pretty disturbing. I hope he does rectify that. I hope he does fix that, because he's a talented guy. I think he could continue on to have a really good career, but you can't burn bridges like that and think nothing's going to happen. So I hope the best for him. I hope that he settles down, realizes his mistakes, and just does better. Anyway, that's all I got to say.